2021 has, for many, been the year where the threat of climate change has become unavoidable. It's been hard to keep track of all the climate change related disasters that have taken place, whether that's devastating flooding, uncontrollable wildfires, or crippling drought. So we need climate action now more than ever. But this year in 2021, global emissions are set to rise by an almost record-breaking rate. And to state the obvious, this is the exact opposite of what we need to happen if we're going to control climate change. Given all of this, it's hardly surprising that 3/4 of young people find the future frightening. So it seems that now, more than ever, the international community needs to come together to act. So it might be surprising that some are calling for this year's climate change negotiations to be postponed. And no, these calls aren't coming from the fossil fuel lobby, they're coming from climate change campaigners. So what is actually going on here? And should we be cancelling this year's climate negotiations? This year's negotiations, called COP26, are meant to be a crucial opportunity for nations to ramp up climate action. But the negotiations were meant to take place last year in 2020, and they were postponed by a little thing that you might have heard of called the coronavirus pandemic. But here's the thing. The coronavirus pandemic hasn't just disappeared in 2021. Thanks to vaccines, the conference should be much safer to hold now in 2021, but access to vaccines has been incredibly unequal around the world. While many richer nations have now fully vaccinated over half of their populations, for poorer nations the figure is more like a handful of doses for every 100 people. On top of that, costs of travel have shot up during the pandemic, and many people from poorer countries would actually have to quarantine in hotels on arrival in the UK where the conference is being held. To be fair, it's not like these problems are being ignored. There's work underway, for example, to get vaccines out to delegates wherever in the world they are, though the first doses have only just made their way into delegates' arms, and the conference starts in late October. In theory, negotiators should be able to attend the conference wherever in the world they're coming from, but many scientists and people from organizations who advise poorer countries may struggle to make it there. This could seriously disadvantage the poorest countries, who are already being hit the hardest by climate change and already find it the hardest to have their voices heard. With all of this in mind, the Climate Action Network, which represents over 1,500 environmental organizations, has called for the talks to be postponed. So what's the solution? Well, this is a case where, unfortunately, it's about choosing the least bad option. Is it less bad to hold the negotiations this year, even though some crucial voices will be underrepresented? Or is it less bad to delay the conference until, hopefully, next year, even though it's already overdue? The truth is, I don't know. I'm just a scientist. But I do know this: 2021 and all the years afterwards are crucial for climate change. So whether or not we delay the negotiations, we can't keep delaying cutting emissions. Now, you may be wondering what exactly is so important about this year's climate negotiations, and I plan on making a video about exactly that if the negotiations go ahead, that is. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that, and I'll see you next time. Okay, until then, bye.